I'd say a few words. My name is Lewis Metcalf. I'm just a humble backpacker around here in New Zealand. I'm from England. We know your struggle in Iran. In England, New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada, Western nations in general, we value Western ideals such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to protest, women's rights, gay rights. That's what we stand for in the West. What we see in Iran doesn't reflect any of those ideals whatsoever. Iran history goes back to King Xerxes and fighting against the Greeks at Thermopylae. It goes back to King Darius fighting against Alexander the Great. Persia, Iran has a rich history. It's not an Islamic history. It never was an Islamic history. We've seen the evidence from when the revolution happened, when the Ayatollah Khomeini came in with his Islamic sword and swayed across the country, infiltrating institutions in universities with socialist and communist ideals. As soon as the Ayatollah and his forces captured Iran, they slaughtered thousands and thousands of students in these universities because they got what they want. The useful idiots, as I like to call them, were used and abused and then killed. That is what we see happening in the West at the moment. There is this weird Islamic woke alliance, socialist and communist alliance. All they desire is power. They don't care how they get it. They're going to try and get it with every means whatsoever. Now, even though the Islamic way of life and the woke way of life do not go together, they are somehow compatible. It does not make any sense. Islamic rule and Islamic way of life doesn't have the ideals that we respect here. It doesn't. It doesn't have women's rights, doesn't have gay rights. We saw in 2022 when Mahsa Amini was killed. That made me sit up and realize how bad it is in Iran. Simply removing your hijab, taken by the morality police of Islam in Iran, they then say that she died of a heart attack. But that's not the truth. The truth is that she was beaten to death in prison by this regime, and the West said nothing. The woke alliance said nothing. They still say nothing. So where's the women's rights there? Where's the women in this country and in Australia and in America marching for Mahsa Amini? I don't see it. Because it doesn't reflect their narrative. They don't want the truth. They just want a narrative. That's all they want. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep spreading the message that Islam and this woke alliance does not work. And we keep spreading the truth. We keep out here fighting for the Shah, for the Persian people of Iran. And we will never stop. I won't stop, you won't stop. And the sooner we keep getting this message out, more and more people will come to our movement. They will realize that it does not make sense for Islam and the woke alliance, who value gay rights and women's rights, be together. It does not make sense. What I will say, I'll say one more thing. Keep the message up. Keep it clear. Free Iran, free the Persian people. And stand together strong as Western nations and say that we will not be shouted down to, we will not be talked down to, we will not be shouted at, we won't be abused. We're going to stay here, keep spreading the message for freedom, truth and liberty. As long as the West exists, that will always exist. It will always exist. Javid!
Shah!
Javid!
Shah!
Javid!
Shah!
Javid!
Shah!
Javid!
Shah!
Javid!
Shah!
Thank you.
Thank you!